Okay, so we're here at the booth at Wedding MBA.
Sir.
And with Premier DJs, Brandon. And you've been with us for about a year?
At least.
At least a year?
I feel like I'm an early adopter. I feel like I'm one of the first ones. At least I want you to tell me that.
You are. You are, my friend. We've been, growing together. I've seen you guys boom like crazy.
Yes, I think when we first started out, there was maybe only 3 of us.
3. Now you triple the staff, right?
Yeah, easily.
You're 9 DJs now.
Yep.
So I want to just say, first of all, thank you for being with us and get your feedback on what role did Vibo play in the growth of your company? You've tripled the number of DJs this year.
Yep.
How did Vibo blend in with that growth?
For me, it's definitely streamlined things, but I think we've been able to offer clients a completely different experience. I'm all about trying to do things that are out of the ordinary, out of the box, but I'm always like forward thinking as well. Yeah, sure, our CRM tool had a built-in music app. Sure, someone could send me a link to their Spotify playlist, but I really wanted to have an experience that was completely different. So when I first saw what you guys were offering, I was like, whoa, but I'm also heavy on service. So I want to make sure not only that I'm providing a good service to people, but I want to make sure that whatever it is I'm paying for as well, me being a service guy, I'm probably one of the worst customers. And so I want like exceptional service. I'm giving my clients exceptional service, and I want to be, giving that same type of service. And so you and your team have absolutely done that for me. But, when we start talking to clients, and, they always tell me like, oh, well, this other DJ we're talking about, all things being equal, they're charging pretty much the same price. They have all these great, amazing 5-star reviews, just like you do. They have a music app, music tool as well. And so in my consultation, I pull out, do they have this? And their eyes light up. And, there's a generation of people coming up now. I mean, I think my average bride is, I don't want to say bride, just couples. I'm doing weddings for same sex. I don't care. If you're in love, I don't care. Well, we're going to provide service for you. But a lot of people, I would say probably in their late 20s, and they've grown up with technology, with apps and all that great stuff. They don't want to deal with paper. They don't want to deal with like shared Google Docs. They don't want to have to log in physically to some, application on a desktop and do all that, or something that is not like mobile friendly. Because everything now is, mobile friendly. I mean, they're even talking about how Google now is changing like their little SEO algorithms. They don't care about how you're showing up on the desktop. Right. It's all about mobile. Right. To me, everything is all about mobile apps, keeping things as simplistic as possible. People love also when I start showing them like that. The average person is not a DJ.
So how long do you spend on the app when you during the sales process?
I've kind of experimented with when I start talking to them about the app. I used to kind of tease it. I know every market, every client is a little bit different, but I used to kind of tease it. But if there's someone where I feel like, I haven't said enough to really kind of get them nailed down, I'll send it to them and I'll kind of walk them through it during, it's less than 5 minutes. It doesn't take the average person long for them to get it. Usually it stops me like, whoa, wait a minute. What is this?
Really?
And, I'm sitting there in my office and I've got like split screen, so I take my big TV and I flip that over their way. And I'm like, look, this is my point of view as an administrator, my point of view. But here's my iPad. Here's what it's going to look like for you. And I'll tell both of them, the couple, hey, what's your phone numbers? Let's get all that entered in right now. We can always delete this later. There's no obligation or anything like that at all. But I'm going to walk you through this right now. And so a lot of times, rather than spending so much time
before they book.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, it's a part of my sales process now.
Right.
So I think, my ability to close things now is on a whole nother level. I go into things so much more confident.
Your closing rate changed, do you think?
Proof is in the pudding.
Right.
I had 3 DJs. I'm up to 9, and I'm already I'm still turning away work.
Oh my God.
And so I'm already looking for, an additional 2 to 3 more people at a minimum for next year.
Because you're closing like crazy.
Right, but I'm also in a situation now where I want to kind of back off, stop DJing so much. It doesn't make sense for me as a business owner to be doing 100 weddings in a year. But now, like with new DJs, even guys who have DJed before, even when I show our staff the tool and I show them the music scanner and how easy things are, they're literally, I'm telling you, their eyes are popping out of their heads like...
It's easier to hire.
Yeah, it's like, it's easier to hire, it's easier to train. I don't spend as much time. A lot of DJs, for my team, they have full-time jobs. They don't have time to be spending hours on end chasing the client down for all these different little things and then spending a bunch of hours putting together their playlist. If they can go through there, there are guys that tell me it's too much music they're putting in there now. Look, I'll deal with that problem.
Yeah. You're not gonna play anything. You don't have to play the whole thing.
I'm like, look, you set expectations with folks. I try putting in some limits, but there's some people who are really kind of outlandish and whatnot. And they get all excited. I just tell them, like, look, realistically, not all that's going to be played. But even people's attention span now, we're not playing songs for 3-4 minutes anymore. It's 2 minutes. You're in and you're out.
Right.
And I think that everyone with their attention span, the app itself, Vibo, helps people also with their attention span. I tell people during the sales process, look, when you're at the doctor's office, you're waiting. Don't sit there on Facebook. You take a couple minutes, you put in a couple songs. You might hear something over a loudspeaker.
Right.
Add that song in.
Yeah.
You might forget it.
Yeah.
And I know that there's guys out there using the app way more stronger and more powerful than I am. I think I'm just barely scratching the surface. But I couldn't be happier. That's the honest God truth. And definitely, I'm going to do whatever it is I can to make sure that this continues to succeed. It's just, to me, especially if you're a multi-op, it is absolutely silly not to be using this app. To not do so, just think time is money. You're wasting a whole lot of time. I do think I've developed now, what this thing has done is I've developed some bad habits where I used to harass people and have their playlist organized, all ready to go, all the Serato crates 2 weeks in advance.
Right.
This app has kind of spoiled me. I'm able to schedule a few more consultation meetings and whatnot. And now, like, maybe 2 days before, I'm like, oh, well, they got a bunch of stuff in there. I'm just going to drag that stuff in there, and I'm good.
Because of the scanner.
Right, because of the scanner. It might bite me in the butt one of these days, but it's definitely allowed me to push the envelope and do some things from a scheduling standpoint outside of, music creation, going out, doing more networking, being at things like this. I've got multiple events, as soon as we leave Vegas. Before Vibo, I wouldn't have been comfortable coming here. There's no way.
Because of the time constraints.
Because of the time constraints. And I'm just talking about it from a selfish standpoint, but again, for me, it's all about the client and what is keeping them happy as well. I'm telling you, clients absolutely love it. The curated lists that are in there as well. Because there's some stuff in there I don't know. I've actually went and created some crates based upon the stuff on some of your recommended charts in there. I'm like, oh man.
You added them to an event.
I'm like, oh shoot, I got someone talking to me about Bollywood. I don't know anything about that. Oh, wait a minute. There's Bollywood charts in there. So all of a sudden, I'm BSing my way through the conversation. I'm throwing out some of the stuff, and the clients are absolutely loving it. So it's also allowed me with even those recommended charts. Yes, it's there to help the client, but it's there to help me and the DJs as well. So I'm accepting more gigs that are kind of outside of my normal comfort zone that I ordinarily wouldn't have done. It's because of all the tools and everything that's in there. And then the Vibo community online on Facebook, how everyone is interacting with one another and really helping one another. All that stuff helps out a lot. But I think that's really a reason why some of our event bookings have went up. I had someone call talking about, look, we're from Nepali. You know, what do you know? Can you know? And the other, and I'm like, I don't know anything about Nepali music, but I'm like, all right, look, here's a Vibo app. You can search some things on YouTube, and the client actually pulled out the app because the music was really important to him from his culture.
Right.
So he wanted to do searches like, I don't know if you're gonna have all this. I don't tell him to search on YouTube,
right.
but he sees like, oh my God, all these songs are coming up. You have all this? I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'll make sure I have it, but but so that sort of thing helps, especially if you're doing things from a cultural standpoint. And you know, the United States is such a huge, depending on where you're at, it's such a huge melting pot where you are having people coming in from all over the world. You have all these people, you have Americans, people who are native-born Americans marrying, people from other cultures, and you have all these. That's the thing I love about music. It is a blending of culture and community, and it's uniting. It's a uniting force. I think that's the reason why a lot of us are into DJing. But when you have a tool that can really kind of help you provide good service to people regardless of what walk of life that they're in. Good.
Is it more of a music tool or a business tool to grow your business?
I mean, it's all encompassing. And for me, what it started out with when we first joined.
Let me just switch hands.
All right. What it started out with when we first joined versus what it is now and what I expected to be a year from now is the thing that, tells me, like, look, this is no brainer. Keep paying, I want to be selfish sometimes and not tell other DJs in my market.
Right.
I have told some of them, but they're hard-headed. Yeah. They want to do what they want to do. But, man, it's actually really tough to even, really quantify exactly what it is done. But to be able to grow the business like this has been huge. You're changing lives. I don't know if you know that or not. I don't know if we all thank you and appreciate you enough. I take it personal if anyone is griping about something on social media. I'm like, look, you gotta relax.
Yeah.
But
you've been backing us up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, just like the craziness where you're going out to California. Like, we're all seeing that. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't know if I would have done that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even known who to even approach and and talk to about those sort of things. But yeah, I'm definitely happy.
Awesome.
I'm definitely happy.
Thank you. So thanks again. Let me stop the recording.